Hear me?
We got
We're
you,
good?
Coach. Yep.
Oh, let me turn this up here. I can't hear her.
There we go.
Test. Just make sure you can hear us.
Yep, I got you now.
Cool.
All right. I don't really have anything injury-wise for you. I think we came out in pretty good shape there. So as far as the game goes, I thought all three phases did a nice job of contributing and in their own way. So it was a good team win for us. Again, I appreciate the opportunity always that we have to play at GH Field at Arrowhead Stadium, and the fans and how they go about welcoming in the opponent. So again, my hat goes off to them. And then there were a lot of individual things. I mean, we can go through, but it's I just thought overall, I thought the coordinators, all three coordinators had a good plan going into this thing. I offensively, I mentioned how Nags utilized number one coming back, Xavier getting him back in the mix of things. I thought was impressive. The run game part of it, being able to get that established early, I thought was important against this crew. The offensive defensive lines, I thought most important was getting them started, and they were able to do that. I thought Spags on the defensive side had a nice plan there, again against a very explosive offense, and that was relatively healthy. The defense was banged up just a little bit, but the offense was pretty much intact, and coming out and being able to be strong against that group is always a plus. And I thought linebackers, Bolton, he was in on a lot of plays, but most of all, it just the calls that he has to make. He's Spags' quarterback, and for him to be able to work his way through all of that, I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort, and he does a great job with that. And I thought the back end stayed aggressive, which in the run game and the pass game, anytime you can hold 22 to just a few yards that he had, he's a tough dude, man. So again, that was some of the special teams was solid. I mean, you saw some of the tackles and angles that we took. That is so important on special teams, and whether it's blocking or tackling, being able to get yourself in the proper position. And Tobe does a great job with making sure that things are set up schematically where the guys can do that, and then the guys take such pride in it. And then I know Pat's accomplishment. My hat goes off to him for all that he's done in his short career here. We're still young at 30, and he's done a real nice job of setting all these records that he's done. Most of all, I love the way he brings the team into it, and that's a good thing. And he and Kelce are kind of creeping up on being the old guys there. So Kelce definitely is the older guy, and for him to come out and have a good day, I thought was good. Anyways, with that, and Chris, let me go back one more thing. Chris Jones, loses his aunt and goes down to the funeral, flies back on Sunday, and then jumps in and plays a heck of a game. I mean, the guy, he's something special, and that's I really respect him for all that he does for the team, but also taking care of his family at this time is very important too to him. So with that, time's yours.
Let's start with Sam McDowell.
Hey, Andy, wanted to ask you just about the offensive line. It seemed like there was better pockets for Patrick yesterday. What do you think overall of how that group was?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job there. Andy had a good plan for this crew. I thought the young left side there, I thought stayed strong, and then the right side I thought worked well together. I thought Creed probably had his best game. He's had he's been pretty solid all along, but this game here, I thought he really played special.
And then also George Karlaftis. I know that the first couple of weeks probably weren't what he wanted, but just what have you seen from him over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, George gets a ton of snaps. He plays almost the whole game, every week, and very seldom comes out. And again, he brings that aggressive heartbeat, and even though he might not get home, he's always around, and he just keeps getting better. I mean, that's he's got a little bit of that die-hard battery deal in him, so he keeps on going.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor.
Hello, Andy. Two guys from a rookie standpoint that you guys have been playing more, and I'm just interested to see what your sort of level of excitement is about Noah Williams and Brashard Smith and where you might see their progress going throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, so both of them have got a little bit more time in this last couple of weeks. I know offensively, Nags is just trying to increase Smith's reps, every week and putting him in positions where he can do some things. So, and he seems to be handling it good. And then Williams, likewise, Spags has put him in and a little bit bigger role every week. And he seems to be stepping up. I know he had a couple nice physical plays in there, against some pretty good receivers. So that I liked what I saw there.
We'll go next to Sarin. Go ahead, Sarin.
A couple questions for you, Coach. First of all, on the fourth downs, is that kind of a pre-programmed, I know you guys go through all the different scenarios during the course of the week. How much of that is like, okay, these are the scenarios, this down and distance, this part of the field versus just your own personal feel for the game when they come up?
Yeah, so we try to stay aggressive in that area, that's why you're asking this question, and try to be relatively smart with Seren the best we can. So judgment obviously is a part of that, and Nags spends a ton of time on that with Andy Heck. They go over and crank that stuff out, and Tom Melvin's involved with that too. So and Corey, so they get in there and they kind of grind on what they see there, and then the pass game and the run game, and we've been able to do both and be successful on both, which has helped. And then it's just a matter of where we're at, the situation of the game. You've got to take that into consideration when you're doing it. But we've tried to stay aggressive. Pat's got a good feel on that too. When he's out there, we've got a lot of trust in him. Some of these things we're doing, he's got options on, and he's got to be spot on when we're doing them.
Kingsley, I know you kind of addressed the offensive line as a whole, but just specifically, according to some of the grades, it looks like he maybe had his best game. What did you see specifically from him?
Yeah, he was very aggressive in the game. I thought the run game, really that third quarter, in second quarter, he was he was really on fire there. So that was a good thing. And then the pass game, he was again solid there. I probably agree with that. Whoever's grading that, but yeah.
And then last, 66% was the snap count for Travis Kelce. I know sometimes guys are gassed and they just kind of walk over to the sideline and kind of take themselves out. But do you have kind of a sweet spot on where you think, how often he should be in there now in his career?
Yeah. So that's probably a good area. I thought he really played well. And in both the run and the pass game, I thought he looked strong all the way through. He's in great shape right now, Saran. That's the important part. He came back and he'd really trained hard and aggressive for this thing. So, and he's such a big part of it. Just not only his effort, but just the mentality that he comes in these games with. He's all in all the time. And then it's my responsibility. He gets mad at me, but it's my responsibility to make sure that we don't get too many reps in there, that we give him at least a blow here and there. He'd play every play if he had his choice.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney.
Thanks, Sid. I'll just have a second if you don't mind. Coach, pretty successful in the red zone in this game. I guess, what did you see in that regard that maybe led to some of that?
Yeah, so David Girardi does a lot of the red zone stuff and puts it together, and I thought he really did a nice job with just getting some just good stuff in there, and stuff that Pat felt comfortable with, stuff that the backs and the receivers felt comfortable with, and he does a nice job every week with it. But we just had more opportunities, it seemed like, this week to be able to utilize it, and it worked out well.
And then in the past 2 weeks, it seems like the run game has kind of come on in the second half. Any rhyme or reason that you see for that? Maybe the slower start in the first half, and then is it just a matter of a rhythm, or is it anything more than that?
Yeah, listen, the problem, Pete, is like if one guy is off, there's a problem. So the more those guys play together, I think it should improve even more as we go. This group we're playing this week is pretty stiff in the run game. But again, it's a nice challenge for our guys. But you got some young guys in there that haven't played a lot together, and I think that just the more reps they get, game reps are so important on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go next to Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse.
Hey, Andy. Every team's different. Every season's different. I just wondered, through 4 weeks, about a fourth of the way through, big picture, what you've learned about this team.
Yeah, they'll fight you. I mean, that's maybe it's not all pretty, but they're going to keep fighting. And when you fight and study and practice hard and do all those things, you're going to make progress. And I've seen that from them. They haven't really flinched on some of the negative things that have gone on, or negative plays. They just get back on the horse and go,
Go next to Matt Derrick.
Hey, Coach, one housekeeping question first. This week, Nazeeh Johnson and Jake Breeningsteel would be eligible to be designated to return, or at least start to practice windows. Where do those two guys stand?
Yeah, they're doing good. Matt, I haven't hit Veach on all this, and or Rick or the docs on it. So, but I know they're doing well in their rehab up to as they've been working here. I mean, I get those updates, and they seem to be doing good. I don't know the move that we'll make there, or if we make a move.
And, now you've had a chance to see it in action with Gardner Minshew being a part of that quarterback group. What's he added to the quarterback room, and what's the dynamic between him and Patrick, especially Gardner as a sounding board for Patrick?
Yeah, Gardner's he's a brilliant guy, first of all.
Xavier Worthy is showing Travis Kelce some love. The Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, 22, praised his star tight end teammate, 35, when speaking at a press conference on Sunday, September 28. His remarks came after Kelce accidentally injured Worthy during their opening game against the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil. Worthy, who made his return to the field during the Chiefs' victorious game against the Baltimore Ravens, was asked by a reporter what Kelce has been like as a supporter since he inadvertently hit him mid-game and resulted in what was projected to be a potential season-ending shoulder injury. "Man, Trav, he's the biggest hype man on the team," Worthy said during the presser. "He's always just hyping guys up and telling me like, man, I need you, and I'm always the guy that's gonna step up, so I just want to step up for the guys." Worthy sustained a dislocated shoulder and torn labrum in Week 1 after he collided with Kelce on the season's third play Friday, September 5, in Sao Paulo. Coach Andy Reid said 3 days after the injury that his return was unknown. However, Worthy's rehab and work paid off. "When I got hurt, I was trying to get back in immediately. I just couldn't lift my arm. When I got back to KC, I was trying to get back in as fast as possible," the second-year player said during the September 28 press conference. "The coaches, they know how I am as a player," he continued. "They probably held me back from myself more than anything. I was trying to get back out there at the same time. I never had any worries about coming back. Kelce reflected on the injury he accidentally caused during the game that ended in a 27-21 loss against the Chargers when speaking on the Wednesday, September 10th, New Heights episode with his brother and co-host Jason Kelce, where he said the incident was one of the frustrating aspects of playing football. "I owe my guy big time, man, X knows it," Travis told his brother. "I felt like I could barely even play the rest of that first half, man. But we girded up once I found out that he was in better spirits than I imagined." Travis, however, said he will take the most accountability for the injury. "I wasn't ready that first drive. I ran into one of my guys and offed him out of the game," he said on New Heights. "I literally took one of my players out. That's one of the most frustrating parts, and it's hard to get your juices back going knowing you just hurt a guy. I just gotta be better, man. I'm 13 years in the league. There's no excuse for me running into my own guys like that and being able to play fast and help," he added. Travis said that he believes Worthy is one of our best players, and that he's a step away from being one of the best receivers in the National Football League.